been creative. I think
I love that painting can actually take you away into a different little world.
if you're just suffering boredom, whatever, you're taken into a different world. And I love that how a painting can actually tell your inner emotions, even without you realizing that this is whatever's inside is coming out of you through a canvas. Poetry comes very natural anyway. I've always loved poetry. I think I've always wrote poetry, and I think poetry is really great for when you're in a dark place as well, because again, very much like painting, it can take what's inside, put it down in words. And they always say that when you write something, you're nearly giving it away, so you're taking it from within you. I think if you even look back in history, and if you look back on artists, like lots of artists wrote poetry, and lots of poets created paintings. So they kind of go hand in hand. Both are telling a story. It's like the Leonardo da Vinci quote, where it's like a painting can be seen but not felt, and poetry can be felt but not seen. By combining the two, you're giving the story in the painting, but then you're giving the words to the story in the poems. So I read a Salvador Dali book years ago. He said, if you want to be an artist, and if you want to be known as an artist amongst your peers, you have to do one thing. So is that you have to imitate at least 5 of the masters. And if you can imitate 5 of the masters and have success with that imitation. Started with Monet. So I took out loads of books in the library about Monet, his style. I studied his style. For each artist, which I did, I read at least 3 or 4 books on them. Imitated their work, but imitated them on pieces of paper, and then until I actually was really happy. Another thing that I did with each artist that I copied as well, I said a little prayer to them, because it's much easier to get through to dead people than it is to get through to the living people. So I said a little prayer to them. So we'll say it's Monet, and I said, oh Monet, can you help me please? Can you just help me with this? I really want to do this painting really well, and it's your painting, and I want you to really, if you could help me. It nearly put Monet on my shoulder, where I would have thought maybe halfway through, oh yeah, that looks really good, that, oh, I did a good job on that. Of course, I'd have Monet on my shoulder, and he'd go, no, you're not done yet. I worked at it through the eyes of the artist, not just through my own what I thought was good, or really came from their work. And then I went on to Kandinsky, René Magritte, Salvador Dali, Michelangelo, and each time it was the same kind of thing. I'd say a prayer to them, ask them to help me, but the payoff on that is that you learn so much, and you see so many things that you wouldn't have seen. I think painting, and I think all creative people, are very spiritual people as well. I think creativity and spirituality, they kind of go hand in hand with each other. Yeah. I believe in the power of energy, and I believe in the power that everybody brings their own energy to things, and that's what I do with my art. I bring my own energy. I love the paintings that are very free and easy. They're real fun to do, because you never quite know till the end how it's going to turn out. I love texture. I love when people look, even when I look at my paintings and I don't notice something straight away, but then I notice it, and then I kind of like, and I love that. I love the fact that painting should be interesting. It shouldn't be just on a one view, that with each view you're going to see a different aspect to it, and I think that's why I use texture quite a lot. So Kindness is a book which all different paintings in it. There are all different poems in it. All the paintings and the poems are mine. At the back of the book, I created a little section, and it's just 10 pages, where people create their own art. They name their art. If they want to, they can write a little quote underneath it. But then on the other side, they write how that art made them feel. Joy was creative. I've always wanted to do a quote book, because I remember years ago going to Paris, and it was, as I say, I was into fashion. We needed to get a new supplier. So we picked up a quote book by Oscar Wilde, and when we got to every stand, at the show, first thing we did is we showed them and said, oh, before you do anything, close your eyes and open a page. Close their eyes and open their page, and then they'd have a little quote by Oscar Wilde, and so it was a great icebreaker. Joy is like a little, if you want an icebreaker, or if you just want a kind of a little feel-good quote. That's how Joy came about.
That's a brilliant idea.
And it's just, all it is little paintings and little quotes on either side. Just to let you know, right? Well, kindness and joy. Maria will be selling them in the Marina Market over the Christmas period. And these are perfect little stocking fillers. I think kindness is so important to all of us. I was asked once, a couple of weeks ago actually, I think at a show, when I gave a talk about kindness, because I'm kind, does that make me less affected or less likely to have other people who are going to be kind to me? And I thought it was a really interesting question. The answer is 100% no. You don't give kindness to get kindness, because if you do, you're wasting your time. It's just not going to happen. And if that's your motive behind it. But my answer to the person who asked that question was that, okay, so you're kind and somebody else is mean to you or unkind to you. And, kindness is it's not going to reward you. It will reward you in the end, but it's a long wait game. It's not a, if I do this karma is going to come back to me and it's going to be all lovely. It doesn't, for me, I don't think anyway it works like that. I think kindness is really important. And just to answer that question, what I said to that girl was that, okay, but in your heart, you're kind. Isn't that so much nicer to know that you're kind than to be the person that's unkind, and that in itself is its own reward. But I think kindness is hugely important, and kindness can be a really simple thing. It's not about giving. It is kind of a bit about giving, but it's kind of a way of living as well. So you're kind to people that you might just smile at them. That might be your kind deed done for the day. Oh, I went for a walk and I smiled at 2 people and they smiled back. That might be the only smile that they get for the day. That might be your only smile that you give for the day. It's kind of a way of life. So if you do something, I think, isn't it always nice if somebody benefits from it? They don't have to all the time. And yes, of course, I've done, and sometimes that didn't even work out, to be honest. Maybe we didn't have many sales, blah, 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 blah. But I always try to go with an intention of being kind. I just think it's like just taking a quote from the book, Mark Twain, kindness is the language that the deaf can hear and the blind can see. And it is. It's kind of its own language as such. And giving yourself a break as well, because I'm not saying that it's easy to be kind. No, it's not. I think where kindness and compassion, I think, I think in the world, they're probably things that we need, those 2 emotions more than ever. For ourselves, we live in a land of technology where we look at and everybody's so lovely and everybody's so perfect, and why can I be like that? And oh my God, their paintings are beautiful, why can't my paintings be like that? Or their words are so fantastic, oh, why can't mine? And if you look at that, right, and you look at even the last few sentences that I said, they're all surrounded by fear. So every workshop begins and ends with meditation. Why meditation in a creative space? Quite simply because it's a fantastic relaxer. And I always do feel-good meditation. So when people come in, especially for the first time they're coming into my studio and like, oh yeah, we want to do a workshop, and everybody comes in with an anxiety. After meditation, it's like everybody equals. We all, as a group, we all equal. Everybody's very just zen with each other. It's very pleasant. So in the workshop, you're asked, when we meditate, we also do a little thing like we do visualization. So you visualize your painting before you do it. It's kind of just making it fun. It makes it really great fun, and it always amazes me. Everybody's painting is so different to each other's. Nobody does the same, because I know there are workshops that do that, but that's not me. We want to get into their creative space. We want to be in that space where they're comfortable, that, you know, as a once-off artist, I believe everybody is an artist. We're just artists in different ways. But guys, being an artist is a load of shite. Expecting people, and you're going, oh, I hope they like it. Oh, I hope they feel something towards it. But really, if I'm being totally 100% honest, and I'm sure 100% of artists would come, you know, behind me with this, we want you to buy our work. We want to keep creating work, so we need you to buy our work. If you don't buy our work, we can't keep creating. We can't keep going. We're a little niche of society. Not everybody is an artist. No, we do not do this as a hobby. No, this isn't just, you know, that we do. We are. If we could be anything else, I think it's kind of put it like a vocation. You know, a priest, if he wanted to be something else, oh, well, look, he's a priest, he can be whatever he wants. Nobody says that to a priest. We're artists. That's what we do. We create art. You, as the general public, we would love you to buy our art, to support our kids, our families, our living expenses, because, you know, because we're artists, we don't get away with any, we still have all the things that you have. It's a job, and it's a job that you can work 18 hours a day in. It's a job that people can look at an art and go, oh, isn't that lovely? And think that that was just created by, oh, there we go. This is another art piece. It isn't. Our art takes us hours, days, weeks, sometimes even months. General public, buy our art, please. Not just my art, buy everybody's art. You're not just bringing the art, you're bringing the sense of how it feels. There's a feel to every art. There's an emotion with it. As I said earlier, one piece of art can light up a room more than any other interior design effect. You know, well, if we didn't have artists, and if we didn't support artists, you know, it would be just a very black and white world.